Hello, family, friends, saints, and ain'ts. It's Thursday. And you know what I call this? I call it Radiant Rap. Welcome. Do you know why I call it Radiant Rap? Because I believe there are certain things that we need to be healthy and whole, radiant, to shine radiantly. The term or the word radiant is an acronym for rest, activity awareness, diet, introspection, which is prayer and meditation, agua, Spanish for water or hydration, note taking, and training. Well, I want to thank you first for those of you who supported and gave for the Walk for a Wish um, foundation, because that walk was on Saturday and there was a total of $174,000 raised for 22 critically ill children for their wishes. And like one little girl who was critically ill wished to go to Disney. So her and her family get to go for a whole week. And it costs a lot of money to do that stuff. So thank you all who participated in that. Today is National High Five Day. I don't know where these things come from. So high five. Who does that? Where does that come from? It's also International Jugglers Day. I can juggle two things, not three, but two. I'm pretty good at it. It's International Exercise Day. So get moving. It's National Exercise Day. It's also several other health observances. One is National Autism, and another is Autism Awareness Month, the whole month. And it's also Irritable Bowel Syndrome Awareness Month, people that have issues with the gut. And that kind of leads me into our discussion for today, because one of the things, I mean, there's way more serious issues, but one of the things that can help with gut issues, irritable bowel issues, is hydrating. Now, we're in the middle of a 30-day, I'm smack in the middle of a 30-day water challenge. Today is day 15. But even if you haven't started, if you want to start, you can start today. You can start the water challenge today. We have this like really cool chart. You could go to shannonfigpen.com, go to the blog. You can go to the blog and look for the water, or put it in a search bar, water challenge, and you can actually download a chart. It's not too late. You would have 2 whole weeks. Tanya, you're so cute. Hi, sweetheart. That's what you call everybody, sweetheart. Hi, sweetheart. Right back to you. So, yeah, speaking, Tanya, thank you. I didn't mention that I'm going to be going back to Africa, and my home church back in New Jersey has been, last year and this year, so gracious and so kind. They have financially supported me going. So thank you. Tanya is the First Lady of Mount Olive Baptist Church, and I really am grateful for the church and everyone who is helping me to get to Africa again. I just did a post. If you want to help in that effort, you can. I just put a post up today, but the post is really for people in the medical community. So I know I deviated, but let me just say this real quick. In the medical community, because we need supplies. There are surgeons going with us that are performing surgeries, and I have a whole list of the supplies that they need. So if you work for a hospital, you own your own facility, and you know that there are supplies. So you can go to the list. You can find that at shannonthigpen.com as well. And you can put Nigeria in the search bar, or go to the blog and just scroll down a little bit and you'll see the Nigeria post. And at the bottom of that post, there's the list of items that the surgeons need. And we need the materials by the middle of May. Okay. All right. So this is what's happening with the water challenge. Someone, I don't know, I guess opposed to the challenge or just really wanting to understand, they came across a post, a YouTube actually video, because we're in this 30-day water challenge, and it is an awesome video. I don't know, it has over 10,000 hits probably, and followers. There's over 100,000 followers that this YouTuber has, and the graphics on all their videos are amazing. And thank you, Tanya. We're not leaving until June, but I appreciate that. So it captures your attention. And I thought it was interesting because I got the video because we were doing this water challenge. And it said the 7 biggest mistakes everyone does when drinking water. The 7 biggest mistakes everyone does. Well, first of all, as soon as you start using words like everyone, I'm suspect. But anyways, I looked at the video, and the one that was sent to me was part 2, asking me, because it was a concern about what it is that we're doing. I mean, we don't want to do anything that would harm anyone. Now, of course, I'm not a physician. And you should always, any of the challenges, you consult with your healthcare provider to make sure things are all right with you. And when we are doing a challenge, I always have a disclaimer in the challenge, because if it's not right for you, you don't do it. Or where I have so many people that are on the challenge focused on what they didn't accomplish, and I try and have them redirect to what they did, because bottom line is the challenge is to have us drink more water. So anyways, I wanted to go through the myths. I was sent part 2, but I went back and I found part 1 so that I could go through all 7 myths, right? So let's go through the myths real quick. And I mean, like I said, the video is a stellar video. But myth 1 is that feeling thirsty means you're already dehydrated. And what the video is telling you, or the YouTuber is telling you, is that you're not dehydrated when you first discover that you're thirsty, and that is not true. Well, you know what? Sometimes it is true. You can be thirsty before you know that you could be dehydrated before you know that you're thirsty. Okay. Now, yes, there is times when people can drink too much water. If they have certain health conditions, such as like some type of kidney disease or liver disease or heart problems, and they're retaining a bunch of water maybe, or they're doing some type of steroid, then you could potentially drink too much water. That is not the case for the majority of people. So I love how we'll always, I shouldn't say always, a lot of times we'll go to that, small percentage of cases where that's the case. But in most cases, guess what? We're not drinking enough. And When your body tells you you're thirsty, if you're not in a habit of drinking water, your body may not be telling you you're thirsty. And as you age, our senses to thirst are not as good as when we're younger. So your body is not even telling you when you're thirsty. And so often, and that could cause, like, if you're taking a diuretic or something like that, it could absolutely cause dehydration. That's myth number one. Myth number two was drink until your urine is clear. And he says these are things that everybody experiences or everybody thinks. Well, who said that ever? I agree with the author. No one says your urine should be clear. Clear? It should be a lighter uh, tinge of yellow. And if you take vitamins, you will have a darker urine after you've taken the vitamins, but it should not be clear, completely clear. Okay. So I agree with myth two, but whoever said that? Nobody ever. I've never heard that. And he says everybody says it. Number three, and I'm using the pronoun he. I don't know. It could be a she, the person. Myth number three, water can help you eat less and lose weight. That's a myth, he's saying. And then he says, water isn't a magic weight loss elixir. Well, sir, ma'am, we're not saying that it's an elixir. So you're saying two things in myth three. Water can help you to eat less and lose weight. No one's saying that it's the end all be all. Okay. No one said that, right? You could drink water and continue to eat the same amount of food. And if you do that, then obviously you're not going to lose weight, but it absolutely can help you hydrate. Sometimes you need to drink, not eat, but often people are eating more food and maybe not drinking water, something that is needed. That's myth three. Myth four, drinking more water flushes out toxins. And then he goes on to say kidneys and liver need more than just water. Okay, here we go again. This first statement is that drinking more water flushes out toxins. True. And then he follows it up with kidneys and liver need more than just water. Nobody said that kidneys and livers don't need more than just water. But our bodies are made up of mostly water. And in order for our kidneys and livers to function properly, they are a filtering system. That's part of what the liver does anyways. It does other things. But the kidneys remove waste from the body. Okay, we need water for the most part. Now, unless you have something else that's going on, like if you're in dialysis, then you can't because your kidneys don't work, so you can't drink a lot of water. But in order for us to not get to a point where we have a kidney disease, there's other things too, reasons too. Then for the most part, we need to drink water. Okay. So again, it's not everybody. Listen, there's only like 4 ways that we detox: pee, urinating, poop, sweat, and then breath work. That's how we detox. So that was myth number 4. Hey, Cheryl, how are you? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's not, and that's why we're doing the water challenge. That's why we do the water challenge, because it is, people have gotten out of the habit of drinking water. We just don't do it. I think back in the day, maybe we didn't have a choice. It's like you might have had water and milk at home. You might not have had a whole lot of options, but we've gotten away from just cool, refreshing, enjoying cool, refreshing H2O. So that was myth number 4. Myth number 5: water alone prevents dehydration. And then he talks about electrolytes that are needed because they're crucial. Yes, we do need electrolytes. Most of the electrolytes that we get should be from our fruits and vegetables. Electrolytes are sodium, potassium, magnesium, a couple others like chloride and phosphate. Those things we need, like all of those waters with electrolytes, sodium in them and stuff like that. A lot of times we're over using them. Most people aren't like doing heavy exertive exercise where they need to replenish that. That doesn't take away from the fact that water will help to prevent dehydration. No one says that we don't need things besides water, but water is a big part of it. Myth number 6: more water is always better. Well, no one said always. And he goes on to say not necessarily, because too much water could bring about health issues. That's not the problem for the majority of people. Most people are, I just saw what you put, Cheryl. Most people are not drinking enough water. Period, point blank. They'll tell you, they already know. And it's a lot of people. And then some people think that because they drink 16 ounces, 24 ounces a day, that they're drinking enough water. They get to 32. It's like, whoo, I done did something. For most people, that's not enough. Now, it's true. Everybody is different. And that's why we use an equation of half your body weight in ounces of water a day. Even that is not going to be a perfect formula. It might not be. It might be too much water. It may be too much water for you. But guarantee if you start to go toward that, you're probably going to be drinking more water than you would normally. And you may find, like one participant did, they're not cramping as much. Hoo-hoo, that's a win in my book. They have more energy. Hoo-hoo, that's a win. Not having headaches. Hoo-hoo, that's a win. So all of those things are wins. And myth number 7, that drinking water right before meals will interfere with digestion. Well, if you're drinking too much water, because you have a pH balance, so it can mess up the acidity in the stomach. If you're drinking too much water right before a meal, no one said drink too much water right before a meal. We're saying drink water throughout the day. And sometimes when you're thinking, oh, let me have something to eat, maybe it's just the hydration that you need. That's what we're saying. The bottom line is, my friends, we need water. We need to drink water. Most of us are not drinking enough. Yes, I think one time in 20 years, I said to someone, you're probably drinking too much water. Most people are not drinking enough. Track how much water you're drinking. Listen, water keeps your body temperature normal. It cushions and lubricates your joints. It helps to protect your spinal cord and other sensitive tissues. It does get rid of urination or of waste through urination, through perspiration and bowel movements. It helps you. Maybe you're full of poop because you're not drinking enough water. Maybe. Just saying, maybe. And people like Dr. Hyman, the National Kidney Foundation, the Mayo Clinic, organizations, National Institute of Health, they agree with me, okay? So there is no cookie cutter. There's no one cut answer for everyone. But in general, we all are made mostly of water. And in general, most people aren't drinking enough water. That's why we're doing the water challenge. We have to be careful about what we see on social media And especially when it has all the bells and whistles and it looks good and it sounds good and we're like, oh my God, and there's so much information out there. But I do my homework. I wouldn't do anything to hurt you. And I always, always, always say, check with your healthcare provider before you start this or any other program. Because you know why? Because I love you. And there's nothing you can do about it. You have greatness inside of you. I have greatness inside of me too. We all do. But I believe in you. Bye for now. Water and Kool-Aid. Yeah, we did. We had that Kool-Aid. And boy, that sugar, we'd be pouring that sugar into the Kool-Aid. You're welcome, Tanya. All right. If you have questions or anything, even if you're watching this in the recording, please put your comments, questions, concerns, and if you have other topics that you like us to talk about sometime, you can share those too. All right. If you aren't already friending me, following me on all the things on the social media platforms, then do that. Bye.